Hi, I'm Gina Ventola, practice manager for Ventola Law. One of the best parts of my job is meeting with business owners. However, at times, it can be difficult to meet in person. That's why I started this show, to introduce you to local business owners in our community. Join me on Your Virtual Coffee, a new kind of networking. Hey everyone, welcome to Your Virtual Coffee, the web show which introduces you to great local businesses in the Denver metro area. My guest today is the lovely and talented Kaitlyn Monnette, creator of Empowered Nutrition. After many years of teaching group exercise, she's seen people work their butts off in the gym only to hit a plateau or lose the weight only to gain it back later. As a fitness instructor, Kaitlyn cares deeply about her clients reaching their weight loss goals. She knew there had to be a better way. That's why Kaitlyn coaches one-on-one. Her program will help you practice what, when, and how to eat so that you can make wiser, calmer, and saner choices around food. If you've said you know what to do but aren't doing it, Kaitlyn is the coach for you. And in the interest of full disclosure, Kaitlyn is my nutrition coach. So with that introduction, Kaitlyn, welcome to my show.
Hi, Gina. I am so happy to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me.
We are so glad because viewers, you're going to learn tons of stuff and you're just going to want to pick up the phone, your cell phone, and call Kaitlyn right away. Now, Kaitlyn, we kind of like to do business with people that we like, know, and trust. And especially in your realm, you kind of need people, you need for people to kind of get to know you, right?
Oh, for sure.
So let's take a couple minutes to do that. What was your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject in school was psychology and any kind of like social science, studying like other people and why they do what they do.
So do you think that helps you with your coaching practice?
Yes, definitely. I tell people all the time that I have education in the science of nutrition, but what makes me a good coach is my study of the psychology of behavior change. So why, like I said, like you said in the introduction, why do we know what to do, but we aren't actually doing it? So I help bridge the gap from knowing to doing.
Oh, I like that. You should use that for your tagline.
Thank
I
you.
bridge the gap between knowing what to do or thinking, what is it, knowing what to do and doing it?
Correct.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of fun with your clients, but what do you like to do for fun?
I love to go hiking. I have a cute little mutt. So we take him on hikes and walks every day. And I love to dance really badly and sing to my favorite songs.
Now, my understanding as far as the dance, haven't you studied dance in the past?
Yes, I was in dance ever since I was in fourth grade, and like I dabbled in college and kind of let that go to the wayside for, oh my gosh, almost 10 years now. But I still enjoy to just move. I call them like my hand dances when I teach at Orange Theory Fitness, and everyone just laughs and joins if they know the song, and it just brings the mood up.
Now, what discipline did you study? Did you study ballet, jazz, tap, all of
All
the above?
plus hip hop wasn't my jam. I was actually a pretty good tap dancer, and believe it or not, I really wish I pursued it more because people understand the noises that you can make with your feet and the beats that you can make. It actually is pretty cool. So it's kind of like a quirky fact about me.
I actually like that because I've tried tap myself, and quite honestly, I tap like a Clydesdale. So it may not be the discipline for me, but I love that. So you and I might have to explore more of this dance discipline a little bit later.
Anytime.
So I know you talked about the social sciences and you have a educational background in nutrition and fitness. What about that intrigues you? Why fitness and nutrition?
It's so funny that you asked that question, and I think my answer will surprise you and your listeners, because I think most people think that personal trainers like thoroughly love and look forward to exercise in that hour in the gym. And I honestly kind of run out of motivation a lot, like most people do. I do it anyways because I know the benefit of it. But what I love about fitness specifically, especially group fitness, is the community atmosphere. When I walked into where I teach now for like the first time, I was like, this is where I'm meant to be, compared to in the past I worked at big box gyms, working the front desk, and you would get to know some of the regulars at 5 a.m. It's always the same people, which I love, even though I hate that hour. When I, started in group exercise, it's the same 20 to 30 people in that room that I thoroughly enjoy remembering their name, remembering their kids' names, knowing that I'm making this their hour, like their vacation from whatever is going on in life. So I pride myself on making it fun, providing music that they can sing to that kind of distracts them from the pain maybe they're going through, because we know that exercise is important and health is important. Just getting there oftentimes is 50% of the battle. And so I want people to look forward to that hour, to know that I'm going to be excited to see them, that they're going to feel better. And mostly because I care about people. When I was in group exercise, and still currently am, everyone walked through that door wanting to lose weight. And at some point or another, they usually hit a plateau. And because they wanted that so badly, I wanted to help them get there. And I knew that nutrition and how they were eating was that missing piece. And everyone kept coming to me. So I was like, I need to figure this out. So more or less, I care about nutrition and exercise because I care more about people and what their ultimate goal is, and helping them get there.
It sounds like you really enjoy helping people, and your kind of realm of influence is health and fitness. Would that be a fair answer?
100%, yes.
Perfect. Speaking of that person, let's talk about someone, let's say my age.
Okay.
Struggling to lose weight, don't know what to do. What's an issue that would keep someone like me up at night, and how would you resolve that?
Couple things, but I think often it's like, I'm working out, I eat somewhat well, like why is the scale not moving? And like, why do I not feel good in my clothes? Or it's this fact of just obsessing over bad choices that they made, and just our bodies physically respond to the food that we eat. And if it's not super healthy, we do feel bloated and heavy. But then that also leads to obsessing over, why did I make that choice? I know that doesn't make me feel good, and just feeling like I can never get it right. And I feel like that's what's keeping people up at night. And my main goal of just like helping people make calmer, saner choices around food so that they feel good both physically and mentally.
And you actually bring up an excellent point, because there's a lot of voices in this area. Everybody has an answer. Everybody wants a quick fix. How do you kind of, when people have, you've got people on social media, you've got people on TV, you've got people just all over the place, everyone is an expert. How do you kind of rise above the noise of what everyone is hearing?
What a great question. If you're listening and you want to lose weight, first, just do your research. Like, do they have some sort of certification? What is the education that they've taken? Because if they're selling a supplement or a protein shake, they often don't have the education that matches that, but just a personal experience with that product. I have 3 nutrition certifications. 2 of my favorite are from Precision Nutrition, both level 1 and level 2. And level 1 is all about the science of nutrition, and level 2 is like a master style class with case studies of, this person, has this lifestyle and can't lose weight. This person, any type of person, whether they're perimenopause, menopause, whether they're working out, whether they're, whatever stage of life they're in, whatever their goals are, athletes, how do we help them lose weight? And so I've taken an entire year, figured out 24 different case studies of helping people lose weight, while also like saying how I would fix it and having teachers above me correct me and fix me and make sure that I am on the right track. So if you're looking for something, research if that person has an education. I would say number 1.
Because just because they call themselves a coach per se, does not mean there's the education or certification behind that. Would that be an accurate assessment?
1000%. Anyone can call themselves a coach these days, but it does not mean that they have the education and the knowledge and the testimonies from people who do this for a living, who do have an education.
Kaitlyn, what is one thing that you would like that potential client to know?
Be careful if it's too good to be true.
It probably is, right?
Yes. And you're smart. You're so smart. And I consider myself to be a guide. And it's like, reflect on the things that you have tried. And if you've tried it before and it worked for a short period of time and you gain the weight back, if this sounds similar to what you've done in the past, you're probably going to get the same outcome. So use your own expertise, use your gut feeling to help you pick the right nutrition coach or the right expert to help you lose weight.
Because the reality is the plan that you're willing to do day after day, that you're willing to stick through, is probably the best plan for you, whatever that looks like. And that's what you help people like me do. Is that correct?
Yes, making sure that the plan, quote, diet, lifestyle, there's lots of words, keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, we can talk about it all. Is it something that you will enjoy? Is it something you'll stick with for the rest of your life? Because if it's temporary and it's going to deprive you of your favorite things, make you feel like you're missing, it's not sustainable.
Now, Kaitlyn, you mentioned some of the different, and I'm just using the word diet to describe a way of eating. But I personally hate the word diet, which is something you and I have worked on. But could we kind of talk about some of the different eating programs out there and maybe who benefits the most from these different types? Like, for example, can we talk about paleo? Who would benefit from paleo?
I think paleo is a great option for a lot of people who maybe have tried something like the Whole30. So Whole30 is gluten-free, dairy-free, like no beans, no legumes, no sugar, no alcohol. It can be a tad extreme for some people. Paleo allows you to add some grains back in that are gluten-free, and then it takes out the dairy. So oftentimes it feels more like you have more freedom to your diet. It feels more doable, and it's pretty easy on the system if you react negatively to gluten or dairy. So I would suggest, I think that one works fairly well for a lot of people who want some structure but don't necessarily want to be super strict with their eating. Is that helpful?
Yeah. Now, what about keto? Who would benefit from that?
Keto is, I'm so glad you bring that up because I think keto works really well for people who love healthy fats. So you are a meat eater, you love avocado, bacon every now and again, like healthy fats is something that you look forward to eating. And also for health reasons can in some cases be proven to help regulate insulin levels, and people for diabetes could hugely benefit from a diet that is technically very, very high fat, no carbs, and a little bit of protein. It's a very strict diet, but when done for health reasons, and you would not feel like you're missing out on life from carbs or some forms of alcohol, it can be very successful.
Now, we just talked about keto, which is lots of meat and fat. Let's flip the script and let's talk about vegetarian. Who would benefit from that?
Vegetarians don't like meat. Like you would not miss out without eating chicken, steak, all that jazz. But you eat a nutritious diet, a food full of nutrient-dense foods. So not just your white pastas, but lots of fruits and vegetables and a variety of foods that you get in enough protein. So those are the things that's like, if you love fruits and vegetables and beans and legumes and oats, you will thrive on this diet. If you choose to eat processed foods like cookies and pasta, you're not improving your health and you're not going to lose weight.
And just to clarify, there are, like you just described, very unhealthy ways to eat vegetarian or keto for that matter. And there's very healthy ways to eat those in those two disciplines. Would that be right?
Exactly. Yes. 100%. Like you and I have worked on, like there are ways to find colorful produce in a keto diet, and it doesn't have to be just a lard, you know what I mean, and eating butter like people may imagine, or bacon every single day.
Although bacon tastes quite good.
It does, but also with an avocado and some tomatoes in there.
So I have one last one to ask you about. The new buzzword for any kind of way of eating is intermittent fasting. Could you kind of go into what that is or what that looks like and who would benefit from that?
So the word fasting means that you're not going to eat for a certain amount of time. And so you have a window of eating and a window that you don't eat. And there's multiple ways to do intermittent fasting. The most popular way is daily fasting for 8, 10, or like your eating window would be 8, 10, or 12 hours. And I think that's the most successful way to do it. Some people can also do intermittent fasting where you eat a certain amount of calories for 5 days and then you fast and you don't eat for a day or 2 days completely. So there are multiple ways to do intermittent fasting. There are some studies that do show that it is also beneficial for your health and like blood sugar levels, and lots of people do it to lose weight. And honestly, that they lose weight by consuming less food because they don't have a huge window of time to eat. So that is the 3 ways that you can fast and reasons why you might want to fast. I find that men do a better job at fasting than women, as this might be another podcast, but our hormones as women, adding more stress into our life by limiting the amount of time we can eat, that's adding stress to our life. And sometimes our hormones don't like that. And sometimes we just simply get very hangry. And when we're hangry, we just tend to eat whatever is in sight. And so often people will try this diet and they won't last very long. And that can be because they just do better eating every couple of hours. Or we've mentioned this before, but the quality of food, like having more healthy fats, having more protein in your diet when you fast to feel satisfied, is going to help you sustain a diet of intermittent fasting. So you can give it a try. I feel like I'm agnostic when it comes to the different styles of losing weight. What I'm good at is helping my clients find out what that is for each one of them individually. Like, what's the Gina diet? What's the Kaitlyn diet?
Now, Kaitlyn, you teach intuitive eating. First of all, what is it? And how is it different from counting calories?
Great question. Intuitive eating is simply just paying attention to your own hunger and fullness cues. It can be as simple as that, eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're satisfied, which in today's world, the American diet, it's really hard to do that, depending upon the quality of food that you're eating. Like, I like to quickly just take it back to when we were kids, or if you have kids, they're pretty great intuitive eaters. Like, they're going to tell you when they're hungry and they're going to stop when they're satisfied. It's when we go back to maybe our own childhood where we got these big plates of food, and maybe parents before that were in the depression, and it's like you ate what was on your plate.
The Clean Your Plate Club.
Exactly. And you didn't leave until everything was gone. Whether or not you were full didn't matter. So that kind of messes up with what I see a lot of this generation facing with the diet culture, is that we don't know when we're full until all the food is gone. And then we have those feelings of bloated, gas, heartburn. And you don't have to feel that way if you simply slow down your eating and kind of learn what it feels like to be satisfied. So I help people practice tuning in to what hunger feels like and what fullness feels like. And that's a huge process in my program that we work on pretty much the whole entire time, because it sounds simple, but it's quite challenging to master. But once you master it, there's so much freedom, because I think a lot of people have tried counting calories in the past. I've counted calories in the past, and it is for some people. Like I say, everything is for some people, but I don't think it's for most. A lot of moms tell me, like, what does like a piece of my kid's hot dog mean in calories, So if you're into math and you're into the details, you love counting calories and you love the structure and the system of that. If it overwhelms you, intuitive eating is your way to go. I mean, in the past, when I've done counting calories, I got to my calorie count and I was like, I need to go to the gym to earn some more calories, or I'm just going to continue to eat and just like pretend that those calories like didn't exist. And so we just get what I would call disordered eating sometimes when we count calories. So there can just be a lot of freedom to someone's asks you if you want this cookie and you're like, no, I'm satisfied, I'm full. And you don't have to rely on other sources to tell you that you've had enough food. And you can be anywhere, whether or not it's a balanced meal of protein, carbs, fats, and find the best option and just eat until you're satisfied and feel really good, light, and energized and in control of food, instead of food being in control of you. So
I like that.
I know that answered your question, but that is something that we work on.
Yeah, be in control of your eating so it's not in control of you. I love that. Kaitlyn, I want to move forward to power partners. And for our audience, power partners are those businesses who target your same ideal client, but are not your competition. So in order to determine who our power partners are, we need to talk about who your ideal client. So Kaitlyn, who is Empowered Nutrition's ideal client?
Anyone basically perimenopause, so women before menopause, probably ages like 30 to 50. Men fit in that category too. You're already exercising, you feel like you're eating pretty well, but the scale isn't moving. So you really want to dial in on your nutrition, and you want to eat better consistently, but you also want to enjoy life and enjoy a piece of cake on your birthday, and not feel deprived.
Would it also be someone who maybe either wants to improve their appearance, improve their health, improve their life in some way?
Yes, if you want to lose 10 pounds or less, I have a program for you. And if you need to lose 100 pounds, I have a program for that too. So those look completely different. So if you want to lose weight, if you want to just have a healthier relationship with food in your body, we can do that. And if your goal is to just live a longer, healthier life for yourself, to be around for your kids, and just to show your family what it's like to eat well, we do that as well.
Now, I'm thinking of a couple of industries that kind of target that same person. The first one that pops into my mind, and you viewers will remember her, is our friend Mariah Ellert from the Rebel Brain, where she works with people to kind of literally change their mind, change their thinking, get rid of negative thoughts. Because, Kaitlyn, I'm sure you could attest to this, people who have been frequent dieters, hello, tend to say not so nice things to themselves that they would probably never say to someone else, but they will, say stuff to themselves. And so I'm thinking someone like Mariah, which is, I would almost classify her as a life coach, but what she offers is far more sophisticated than that. So I'm going to say life coach with the asterisk that viewers call Mariah. Secondly, I was thinking of hairstylists, because at the end of the day, there are people, we want to look good. We want to improve, if there are ways for us to improve our appearance, to improve our health, I'm thinking hairstylists can help facilitate at least the hair. And, that helps with self-esteem as well. I'm thinking also clothing stylist, because I can tell you from personal experience, I enjoy clothing stylists quite a bit, because as you lose the weight from dealing with whatever was causing the weight gain, you want to look good. You want to show off your hard work. And so I'm thinking clothing stylist might be pretty good power partner for you. Are those pretty on what you were thinking, or do you have others?
I would say you're completely on point and so good at I'm so glad you're doing this show, because you are so good at referring people who are going to help each other, and people that I wouldn't even think of. Mostly because I spend most of my time in yoga pants, and I wear my hair in a ponytail like every single day. So those are people that I need in my life. I just don't think about it. And definitely people that I think my clients would so benefit from. I kind of think of like that home remodel scenario, and it's like you get a new home, and it's like we get new clothes, you have a new home to live in. So I need to get in connection with Mariah, and we need to find
I will facilitate that.
I would add, I think you interviewed Carrie Chappelle, who's a
Yes.
therapist, and she's incredible.
We love Dr. Carrie on our show.
Her and I make great partners, but if you're in the exercise world and you have injured yourself, Carrie is a huge help there. And oftentimes if you injure yourself, maybe in the process of not being able to work out as hard as you wanted to. So dialing on your nutrition would be a great way to still feel good in your skin. What else was I going to say? I would say like chiropractors, massage therapists, those are all great people. Personal trainers, there it is, personal trainers, because all of your clients, talk to you about what they eat and why they're eating it, and if you can help them. And if you don't have the education there and you don't want to touch that piece, call me.
And actually, it's interesting you bring that up, because because I've met them, there are personal trainers who are really, really good at helping you build muscle and helping you get in shape, but they maybe don't have a background in nutrition. And that's where you can kind of step in and say, I'll take this piece and work with you for this client.
Yeah, 1000%. We can work together as a team.
Well, what is the best way for people to reach out to you?
You can email me at Kaitlyn@empowerednutritioncoaching.com, and I am on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram is just Kaitlyn Monnette. It's 2 N's and 2 T's with an E at the end. And then it's Empowered Nutrition on Facebook. So you can send me a message, shoot me an email, and I would love to connect and see if I can help you.
Kaitlyn, we will include slides at the end that have this information. So viewers, if you're watching this, or when you're watching this, right at the very end, I include information on the discussion we just had as far as who her ideal client is and power partners, but also contact information. Because I will tell you again, in the interest of full disclosure, Kaitlyn is my nutrition coach, and I can tell you, because I don't get on a scale, I don't know how much I weigh right now, and I am so happy about that. But I can tell you I've lost over 44 inches off my body. So if you want to make changes in your life and you don't know exactly how to do it or how to implement it, I have to strongly encourage you, contact Kaitlyn. She'll do a one-on-one with you. You guys can talk about your options, and you can work on the better you. And so I highly recommend Kaitlyn. Again, I've worked with her, so I can attest to how great she is. Kaitlyn, thank you for coming on your virtual coffee today.
Thank you for having me. And also, just one thing, Gina, you put in the work. You were ready, willing, and able to be committed to your weight loss goal. So I was your guide, but you did what I told you to do. And if you don't, it's a team effort. And so I'm very proud of you for all that you accomplished.
Thank you. But honestly, I don't think I could have done what we did together on my own. Viewers, we could not do this show without you. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Your Virtual Coffee. We love business owners. So business owners, let's talk. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Gina.
Your Virtual Coffee is sponsored by Ventola Law. Ventola Law, mediation and legal representation at an expert level. You can find them at ventolalaw.com. Thanks for joining me today. For more information on Your Virtual Coffee, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and wait for it, our website at yourvirtualcoffee.com. Thanks again for watching, and have an incredible day.